Well, SPIRE, of course, stands for Stanford Professionals in Real Estate.
SPIRE is the alumni organization for Stanford alums in the real estate and built environment industry. We've got 3 pillars that are focused on alumni and supporting alumni in their professional development and networking. We support real estate education, as well as support students who are interested in the industry.
And those same 3 pillars that were formed in the first week of its existence are still the 3 pillars of SPIRE today. We came up with the Stanford definition of real estate, which is a very inclusive, all-encompassing definition of real estate that includes everything from law to sustainability, the environment, planning, all of these different aspects that allow us to tap into all of the things that exist here at Stanford.
And it really, started a huge rush of activity. It really grew in a lot of different ways that I don't think even Chad anticipated.
My name's Chad Hagel. I am the original founder of SPIRE and one of its founding board members. Graduated from Stanford in 1998, conceived of SPIRE in 2008 at our 10-year reunion. At that reunion, we were remarking at how many people in my class had eventually gravitated to the real estate industry. Why isn't there some kind of organization or association for people in the real estate industry? And at some point, we just got sick of asking the question and decided to make it happen.
He told me about his dream of creating a club that would contain all of Stanford's real estate folks. An alumni club that would be a wonderful place for Stanford alumni involved in the real estate industry to interact with each other and with the university. What I didn't expect is how popular and successful it would be.
I'm positive that we would not have been successful without Howard's commitment, support, dedication.
SPIRE was a brand new startup. We were impressed with Chad Hagel and Andy Wahlberger and others who had this great new idea. And they asked us if we would be a financial sponsor, and we leapt at the chance. We were honored. Alan Mackins is proud to be a sponsor.
Chad Hagel sent out a broadcast email to Stanford alums in the Chicago area, and I responded. Ended up with about maybe 6 or 7 other people meeting him in a hotel lobby, and he began talking about starting this organization called SPIRE. Chad and Sam, as it turned out, became the first chairman of the board. They interviewed me and asked me if I would join the board.
I was back at the business school 28 years ago. There were 5 of us in the real estate club, so real estate was not super cool. And so when I was there really wasn't a real estate community. I heard in 2010 that this was coming together, and I thought, this is going to be transformative for the real estate community.
It was a startup. It was entrepreneurial. It was ad hoc. At times it was unorthodox, but it had a very strong vision from kind of the founding fathers of Aspire. And that's really how we launched the entire SPIRE organization, was through our first SRAC conference in 2011, which was really a remarkable opportunity and experience.
And I initially joined as one of the first regional leaders for SPIRE in the Bay Area. And what we really needed was to have more of a sort of full-time staff to support all of these initiatives that we had started. The formation of the SRAC really allowed to then hire our first full-time executive director, and then slowly over time as the SRAC grew, we were able to then also add other staff members, which then freed up a volunteer board to spend more of the organization's time on both students and on educational program development.
And the Board of Governors was trying to determine how can we make SPIRE unique and different. And the way we thought we would do that was to get a smaller group of people, call it 100 people, get them on campus, spend some time together, but going through some very important content, trying to create ideas, relationships, and educate ourselves on what's going on in our industry. Relationships with the SRAC members, pick up the phone, send an email, ask a question, get a response, has been really helpful to me, and I think overall helpful to the real estate industry.
I became a SPIRE regional leader in 2013. Regional directors really try to be a sounding board for the SPIRE staff in terms of helping to organize events and programming for that local region. And so in Chicago, for example, we hosted small group dinners and conversations with various executives in the city, most of whom are members of SPIRE as well.
Now, Stanford does not have a real estate program, and that's why SPIRE was so important, because it could reach across many different aspects of the field of real estate and bring it all together so that students could understand that this was a field they could enter and thrive in by drawing on whatever their background was academically.
I think the Hall of Fame is extremely important to the whole SPIRE, SREC, and it's trying this big experiment to see if it would work and who we could recruit. And it's been a dream come true. I'm very honored to have been inducted into the Hall of Fame. And that was a wonderful experience.
And this year's Hall of Fame, the two individuals, Ron and Melinda, who we're honoring, are still full stride in their careers and still accomplishing, driving, and trying to push Stanford to help be, part of kind of the modern real estate fabric.
I'm excited about Melinda and Ron as our awardees this year, and I think they're both very deserving, and I think they'll be a wonderful symbol to our younger members about what is possible.
Well, first off, I have to just congratulate Melinda on her induction into the Stanford Hall of Fame. And I couldn't have gone into this with a better partner. She and I have had a lot of fun doing this. It just goes back to the relationships we have at Stanford. Melinda and I have known each other for 10 years. We've kind of walked this walk together. We've both been involved in sort of seeing SPIRE grow. And then for the opportunity for us to go into the Hall of Fame together, it's just been really exceptional for me. I hope it's been exceptional for her as well.
Ron is just an exceptional pro and someone who many people in the Bay Area know. And I think that energy and that positivity and just the connectedness that he has across Stanford is just really impressive. I'm extremely excited that we've been able to come together in a way that is going to, I think, have some impact going forward.
I've learned a lot from working with her as she and I have kind of thought about how do we want to differentiate ourselves going into the Hall of Fame. But the fact that we kind of insisted up front that we really wanted some of the proceeds raised to go to a Stanford Student Impact Fund to help students get involved and access to the built environment has really kind of made our induction that much more interesting.
What a wonderful opportunity to seed something that we can all continue to work on for the years to come. And that specifically is to provide a pot of money that can be used with Stanford students who may have an innovative idea or may just want to take an internship during a summer. Maybe they really need to make that $10,000 that the investment banking job will get them, but they really want to go to work for the city of San Jose to figure out how to make San Jose a better place and to work in the built environment.
But the fact that we kind of insisted up front that we really wanted some of the proceeds raised to go to a Stanford Student Impact Fund, and the two of us are very much looking forward to getting involved in directing that fund, hopefully working with the students who get some access to capital from that fund. And once again, two people doing something together create much better ideas and much better opportunity. And she and I think, have really enjoyed working on it together.
Walking into a SPIRE meeting and being able to see my fellow professionals in the industry, but also to be with students who are there with that sense of eagerness and hopefulness and a desire to learn is such a treat. I think it's one of the reasons why people come back. They come back to campus to not only be together with your professional compatriots, but also just to feel that feeling of being with the future of the industry.
As to where SPIRE should go in the next decade, I believe 1,000% in the leadership of SPIRE.
We just get deeper into other programs at the university. Right now we've got a really good SPIRE team. We've got a really good SREC, kind of 100 people who are getting together once a year. But I think we can drive great access and deeper into the university and other disciplines.
Expanding the programming and the events for our members and continuing to find ways for them to interact and engage and learn together. More importantly, I think as the organization and the membership base grows, that provides SPIRE more opportunities to provide students with advice and mentorship and guidance.
Continue very much to do what it's done over the last 10 years. Grow into this wonderfully robust community of Stanford professionals in the real estate industry with a membership that is diverse and mirrors the world, and that brings value to not only our alumni, but to the university. It's already doing that. I hope it continues to do that for years to come.
We've made tremendous progress over the last 10 years, growing the organization to where it is today, and also the growth of the SREC as well. But I really think we've just kind of scratched the surface to the amount of impact that we can have on the university.
As we continued to grow, we were very mindful of bringing diversity to the board so that we would have all the ideas from many perspectives come to bear on everything that we did. And that's been very intentional and very successful.
The future for SPIRE is so bright. And there's 3 areas that I'm really excited about. One is we're raising money through our Student Impact Fund. 2 is technology. Stanford sits on the precipice of national, if not international, leadership in our industry. And number 3, of course, real estate education.
And we have to address sustainability in new ways. We have to think about climate change. We have a lot of things to consider. We need to broaden the funnel of people across all educational backgrounds coming into our industry so that we can do a better job of creating places and spaces for the communities we serve. It's the combination of innovation and doing it with a diverse set of minds at the table that is the superpower. That's a really hard thing to replicate somewhere else.